Hello everybody, welcome back to the Captain's Log Weekly Gaming News Show. I'm your host, CaptainShovels, and today we'll be discussing the weekly news of gaming. Now, last week we covered a few things that were a little bit old, and now it was fine because I just kind of started it. I had to go back a little previous week to kind of discuss everything that happened. But this week, it's a little bit delayed because there wasn't really a whole lot to really talk about until recently, about a couple days ago. A few things came out. So, let's get right into it. Let's jump right into it. Starting with the list of games right here on the screen, right here on this side of the screen. There's actually quite a lot of games coming out this week, especially today as I record this. Especially if you're a Switch owner, you'll be happy because there's a lot of kind of backlog games like the BioShock Infinite Collection, Borderlands collection, and XCOM 2, which is a fantastic game. I highly recommend that game. Xenoblade. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff on the Switch this week. As opposed to last week, I think they had Wonderful Joe 101 remastered. I think that was the only one that was on there that was kind of worth getting last week. But this week, all kinds of stuff. But that's not to say that you can't get it on the other system as well. But if you're a Switch owner and you want to take it on the go, good for you. Also, Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath came out a couple days ago. That's on, I believe it's just on the PS4 and the Steam. I thought it was on Xbox, but apparently not. It's definitely not on the Switch. So that's kind of exciting. If you're really into Mortal Kombat and you want to get more of that good bloody action, have at it. And I think that was pretty much it for all the gaming stuff. Microsoft didn't really have anything noteworthy other than Ultimate Fishing Simulator and a game called Awesome P2. I didn't know there was an Awesome P1. So yeah, it's not a whole lot. And then there's a few other games in there that are kind of multi-platform. Minecraft Dungeons is another big one. And there's a few other ones that are kind of, indie and stuff like that, but they're still pretty big releases. But yeah, there's a lot of games to play this week if you're really bored and stuck at home like everybody else has been. Now the time to do it. Alright, so now let's get into the news part, the juicy bit of this whole show. So I'm going to talk about Last of Us 2 again because that is just a game I'm really excited for. I don't really care about all the leaks and all the people saying it's going to be a terrible game. I really enjoyed the first game. I really loved it a lot. And this game is just, it's been on my how much I play the list for a long time, ever since it was announced in 15, 16, like a few years ago. And so now it's finally coming out next month, but we actually got a in-depth look recently for State of Play, discussing like different traversal methods to the game, ways the gameplay will play out. There's a little like a new gameplay section that was never seen before. It was kind of cool. I will say it kind of looks like it plays sort of like The Last of Us 1 almost, except that you're more nimble, you're more quick. You can traverse the levels more. There's more open spaces you can go when you go on horseback. You can use like a rope to go around and stuff like that, and you can jump, which I know all these sound, like absolutely just nothing, like they're just in the inner game. But for Last of Us, like that's pretty big because Last of Us 1, you couldn't really do all that stuff. Like you just kind of were going on a kind of a set path, and there was a little open areas you can explore a little bit. But this game looks like it's going to be like actual, like kind of like Uncharted 4, like where you can kind of explore a little bit out of the way and kind of do your own thing. And they said something about side quests, I think, which is pretty interesting. So that'd be kind of cool. And also, just it looks amazing. It looks beautiful. It's going to probably push the PS4 to the limit, just like how The Last of Us 1 pushed the PS3 to the limit. And it's just, man. And then like there was another in-depth look video they just released, I think yesterday, where they like made a new engine for this game, and like they can control like the amount of tears that come out of the eyes of the characters, or the veins, that you can actually see the veins popping out of people's heads if they get like kind of stressed or angry or whatever, and like there's the redness in their eyes. It's crazy. Like the amount of detail these guys put into their games is amazing. And I know that people recently, Naughty Dog's come a lot of fire with a bunch of accusations and their leaks and stuff coming out for this game, but I'm still very excited for the game. I don't. If I get disappointed, I'll get disappointed. I'll accept that. I'll accept that I'm ignorant and I don't know what I'm talking about. But doesn't mean that I'm still can't be excited for a game, even though if it's garbage. Because that's just who I am. It's who all of us are. We have our own opinion, and that's just mine. So there you go. Okay, next on the list is Madden renews license with EA for another 5 years. Now, I'm not really a big sports gamer guy. I'm not really sports in general that much, but I do remember playing a little bit of Madden, kind of way back in like in the PS2 kind of era, and it was fun. I mean, I didn't really know what I was doing. I remember playing with one of my friends from high school, and we used to do that a lot because he was in football. I was like, why not? I'll play, and it was just fun. It was a lot of fun. I didn't really know what I was doing. I said, and it was just a lot of fun. But recently, Madden's been kind of garbage, and it's just sad to see that EA is kind of the one that made them run them into the ground, and they had talks with saying that they were going to let the license run out and let someone else buy the license for Madden, let our developers kind of develop the game, make it better than EA could ever do, and stuff like that. And then this news came out, and I guess we're not getting that. So now EA still owns a license to Madden, and that means for another 5 years we're going to get some probably generic garbage game that just going to be the same thing of all the other sports like FIFA and all those other ones. Like, it's just going to be the same thing. Like, if you played the previous one, you don't even need to play the new one because it's going to be exactly the same. Like, they're not going to innovate at all. Like, that's how it's been the past couple years with Madden and all those other sports games. So it's kind of depressing and sad news, but I mean, it doesn't really affect me much because I don't really play these games, but I figured I'd cover it just because it's just important for many of the sports games out there. So don't buy it. Don't you buy it. You're buying this garbage. Don't you do it. On to the next news story. Call of Duty Cold War has been leaked. Now, usually when this kind of stuff happens with Call of Duty, usually it turns out to be true because for years now, around this time, people have leaked out information about the next Call of Duty, and then like a week or two later, it comes out, it's like, oh, this is the next Call of Duty. It's like, whoa, we didn't know that, even though we kind of did. So that's the next Call of Duty. Apparently, is Cold War. Apparently, it's gonna be taking place around the same time as like Black Ops, the original Black Ops from 2010, and I guess it's gonna take place, I think, before is what it said, and it's gonna be stuff like that. I mean, I'll go for it. I'm totally into it because Black Ops 1 was amazing. I think that was probably one of my favorite Call of Duty games ever, next to Modern Warfare 2 and stuff like that. So going back to that era, I wouldn't mind doing it again. It's gonna be really cool. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I feel like Black Ops needs to go back. They need to do something with the original Black Ops, go back to that style, because after 2, it kind of fell apart, and of course 4 was just garbage. So it's good to see that they're going back to where it all began, kind of how Modern Warfare did last year, which is a huge success for them. So hopefully this will do well as well as Modern Warfare, but we shall see. It hasn't been announced yet, but that's just the leaks, and I just wanted to put it out there because Black Ops was amazing. I had a really fun time playing that way back in the day, and it should be a lot of fun. Last story we got to talk about is E3 replacement schedules. Now, E3 is canceled, as we all know. It was announced months ago that it was canceled. And it sucks because usually around this time is when we start to get like really big headlines about like who is going to be, debuting their games, what the time schedule is, and like when they're going to be live and all that other stuff, and kind of rumors of like what they're going to announce. But not this year. This year's a lot different. So there's a list of various different companies that are doing a E3 kind of style of presentation. It's going to be all live streams, of course, but they're not going to have like their own big stage presence or anything. They're just going to kind of do their own, I guess, kind of like a Nintendo Direct kind of thing, or a State of Play, like Sony does, where they just kind of show up, they talk about a game, they reveal a bunch of games, they talk about the new consoles, which, I mean, obviously they're going to have to talk about now, because, I mean, that's kind of when they would talk about this stuff, is around this time anyway. So it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen in the next few weeks, because it's gonna be, I feel like June and July is when it's really starting to kick off for this new all these like new consoles and all these companies announcing a bunch of stuff like that. Now the schedule is a little bit weird, so I actually got it pulled up here on my screen off camera. So on June, I'm gonna put them up on the screen as I list them. So the first one is gonna be June 4th, PS5 Future Game Presentation. That was just announced yesterday, or today actually. I think it was today as I'm recording this. Yeah, it's today. And it's gonna start at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think they're gonna just talk about the PS5 and all the games that are coming out. Hopefully the console. I hope Sony talks about the console finally, because we gotta get the controller already. We know some of the games that are coming out, but not really a whole lot, as much as what Xbox or Microsoft's been doing. So hopefully they'll finally announce this damn console, because I'm so excited for it, and hopefully it will be amazing and look very sleek as hell. So we'll see. They're gonna be the first one to do a sort of a E3 presentation. Then you got June 6th is going to be Guerilla Collective Live. I'm not really sure what that is. 10 a.m. p.m. Pacific Standard, 1 p.m. Eastern. PC Gaming Show, noon Pacific Standard, 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm not really a big fan of that one. I don't really watch that one that much either. I know like usually they talk about a bunch of like PC stuff like gaming, and a bunch of like, I think like usually like the graphics cards I think come out. I could be wrong, but I don't usually watch the PC Gaming Show. So I guess I think that's what they talk about, is that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's kind of a big thing that happens every year at E3. So I guess they're going back to it. I'm not really sure again what the Guerilla Collective Live is, but I guess that's some kind of other company that's doing their own thing. Then you got June 9th is the Steam Summer Game Festival. That's not, well, I mean, it's I guess the E3 thing, because usually around E3 Steam has a big summer sale, a bunch of games that basically series that like were pretty much announced at E3, and they have like the whole like series of those games like deeply discounted. So we'll see what kind of games will be on sale then. It'll probably be a lot, because usually a summer sale and spring sales, all those kind of big seasonal sales or those are a lot of games to buy from Steam around those time, and especially when E3 comes around the corner, they get crazy with that kind of stuff. So that's something to check out on June 9th through June 14th. Then you have the June 11th E3 EA Play Live 2020, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard, 7 p.m. Eastern. Again, I mean, that's EA does this every year, and they've been kind of going out of the way of not. I don't think the only people that really had a stage presence was like EA and Microsoft, because Sony didn't really have one last year. Nintendo hasn't had one for years, and so EA does their own kind of thing. They'd had one last year that was kind of okay. And then they're probably gonna do it again. I don't know what they're planning on announcing. I don't really care, because I'm not really a big fan of EA games that much. I mean, Mass Effect is like the only one I actually really care about, and Andromeda wasn't really that great. So the last Mass Effect game that was actually kind of good was Mass Effect 3, but I never really finished it. So I don't know. We'll have to see what they come up with. And June 23rd is New Game Plus Expo. Not really sure what that is. That's on 8 a.m. Pacific Standard, 11 a.m. Eastern. Then you got June 27th through 28th, Bit Summit Gaiden. Don't know what that is either. I guess it must be some kind of company, I know some of these like smaller game companies have their own kind of conferences and stuff like that, like little small ones hidden throughout E3. So maybe that's another one. I'm not really sure. I don't really know anything about Bit Summit, or I don't know if it's a Bit Summit Gaiden, or it's just like that's just the whole name. I'm not really sure. But yeah, Bit Summit Gaiden, June 27th through 28th. Then in July, you got TechnoCon. July 12th is Ubisoft Forward. That's the Ubisoft's kind of thing. That's in July, which is a little bit later in the and that's about it. Nintendo hasn't really announced anything. Their direct got pushed back to late summer apparently. Hopefully all these events will be amazing. Now next week we're going to cover more in depth of it once they be released, especially the PS5 one, and maybe the PC gaming show one. If I get around to that one, I might do a live stream reaction to that. I will be on vacation next week, so that would be good. So hopefully those will turn really awesome. I actually might do a live reaction to the PS5 presentation, because that one is I'm excited about, because it's just they have been silent this whole time, and now it's the fact that they're just announced that they're gonna finally reveal some more gameplay details about what the PS5 can do, and hopefully the console, because my god, like, they need to do something, because Xbox is just kind of, they've been announcing stuff, they announced the console, they're all in, they're doing everything to kind of get a heads up on Sony, and then here's Sony over here just nothing. They really designed a controller and then a few games, and that's it. Like, they don't really know much about their console. They had a long video, like an hour-long, 2-hour-long video about, like, months ago, about the specs of the PS5 and what it can be capable of, but it was really boring. It was like a TED Talk. It was really boring, and I almost fell asleep to it. So, but hopefully, yeah, Sony, get together, get your shit together. And that's it for really the gaming news. There wasn't really, like I said, there wasn't really a whole lot to really cover. It wasn't really a whole lot of exciting stuff. Next week will definitely be way more exciting because of all those live streams and everything else coming out, and hopefully that's when we get some kind of E3 style kind of live streams and content and stuff. It's gonna be if not, it's gonna be disappointing, because that's what I was always excited for around this time, was around E3 and stuff. And since that's not there, well, we got this instead. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please sure to like this one, share it around, and let me know in the comments what you guys think of any of these news stories, the ones I covered. Also, all the games that were announced, if you guys are planning on picking up any of those games. I'm not, because I pretty much own all these games, like XCOM and Bioshock and all that. Maybe Xenoblade Chronicles, I don't know. I'm not really a good, big RPG guy, but it looks fun, so I might pick that up. And of course, I don't have an Xbox, so I'm not going to pick up any of those. I mean, who's going to buy Ultimate Fishing Simulator anyway? I mean, unless you're a hardcore fisherman. I'll see you guys in next week's news show. Bye, everybody.